All right. Welcome to Cat Pilates. This is Banu. And if you're one of my regulars, it's so great to see you again. We'll see you in person quite soon. If not, this is the best we can do. And it actually works out really well. I don't normally like doing videos, but it's good because you can pause whenever you want. That's a good thing. Also, if any of the movements you don't understand, you can pause and rewind them and look at them again. So that's an advantage. But let me tell you, we are going to do this in two parts, and we'll take a nice long water break if you want at the end of part one. So I don't even have any water here. I'm just going to go for it. And so the set that I wanted to do, first off, assuming that maybe you haven't been doing as much Pilates as you were normally, we'll do an easier set. We'll do my favorite yoga-inspired set, which is it's real Pilates, but it's also real yoga. And we know Joseph Pilates was inspired by yoga. So let's start laying back and relax. So for instance, this is when we hug our knees to our chest. It's called Pavana Muktasana, which means air releasing pose. So they're doing it for a different reason. We're doing it to release our lower back. They're doing it to release air, if you know what I mean. But and then when I lift my head, this is in yoga called Jalandhara Bandha, or a chin lock. They're thinking about their chin. We're thinking about the neck. They do it by using the neck muscles. We're doing it by using the abs, right? So Pilates, Joseph Pilates modified these things somewhat. So let's do our opening twist. Keep your knees together and just go from side to side. Or we'll just do one to each side. So this is Markatasana, or monkey twist. Keep the feet, ankles, knees together. And then we'll slowly go over to the other side. So you can hear this guy purring, I think, if we go here. There you go. Okay, let's come back to center, extend the legs straight up. So this would be a reclining Dandasana. So point the feet and then flex the feet. And just know that every position, the feet are either pointed strongly or flexed strongly. And if you can't tell the difference by looking at me, then that's my fault. But every pose, and especially flexing the feet, helps to keep the legs engaged, so that when we're doing something with our upper body, we don't forget the legs. Okay, let's see. So then when we engage our abs lightly, in yoga they call that a Uddiyana Bandha, and they actually empty the whole abdominal cavity upward. So Uddiyana is upward, and then Bandha is bond or lock or contraction. So we can do more with this. We can push the hips up a little bit if we want, and then on the inhale, bring the heels up. Exhale, inhale. Okay, so let's do our scissors. Is he still purring, or did he stop purring? Get him going again. Start him purring again. Don't worry about his eyes. His eyes always water like that. There's nothing wrong with his eyes. He's done that ever since he was a kitten. If I were to clean his eyes off in 10 minutes, they would look like this again. I promise you. Not making it up. So let's hold here. We don't hold normally in Pilates. Holding increases your range of motion. Never holding increases more of your muscle tone. So you're working on the muscles when you're not holding. But we want to increase our range of motion. It'll make the rest of our practice easier, right? Let's switch legs. Remember our rule? Are we pulling the leg back or are we rising up to meet it? The answer is yes. It was a trick question. We're doing both. Keep this bottom leg extended. So active. Everything's active. There's nothing just hanging there. Okay. Hug your knees to your chest. Round the back. Rock to sitting. So I have a huge advantage over you guys because this dojo has these thick mats, right? They're not squishy, but they're thick. So I'm in heaven here. Let's do our crab roll, you guys. So first, just like yoga, we're just going to tuck our feet as tightly as is comfortable, and that will keep everything compact, right? And then just fold forward. And as long as you're hanging onto your feet, why not massage your feet with your thumbs? Go ahead, relax, and stretch your toes too. You have to love your feet, you guys. Hopefully you've been spending more time barefoot lately. I hope so. Around the house. I don't mean at the Fry's. Okay, so now my back is sufficiently rounded so we can do our crab roll, and we will, and take it easy on your first time. Keep that back nice and round. Remember what we said, the ground is always going to be hard, so you have to make yourself soft. Hard versus hard, the ground will always win. But I don't mean soft like hanging out. You have your good structure, but then in a way, you have to yield. So if part of your back sticks out or something like that, you have to yield that in as you go back. Otherwise, in a fight with the ground, your back will always lose. So how about one more? And notice too, I'm holding my balance here. If you guys are always trying to work on your balance, there's many opportunities to work on your balance. Anytime we're not down here, you're working on your balance. Okay, so I'm going to turn towards you, and that's our crab roll. I always complain that Pilates doesn't have enough side stretches. So I'm going to take one hand, I don't care which, bring it to the opposite knee. This is not a twist. This is a side stretch. Okay? And to prove that it's not a twist, I'm not looking over there. I'm looking straight at you. So my spine is just moving here. It's a very mild side stretch, so I'm not reaching way over here. You can barely tell that I'm doing a side stretch because I'm not super flexible, you guys, and I never claim to be. And you don't have to be flexible to do yoga. I mean, that is ostensibly the reason you're doing it, right? Is because you're not flexible. I hope that you're doing yoga because you're not flexible. You don't do. So this gets into a whole thing. Let's so feel this stretch, not just right in your ribs. Feel it from your hip to your shoulder, and then your hip out to your elbow. Just a gentle pulling hip to the wrist, and that is sufficient. Inhale, reach up. And then we'll do the other side. So what I was going to say is, when it comes to the exercises that you do, remember the valedictorian gives the speech at graduation and says, do what you love, do what you're good at, and do what you love, and everything else will follow. Well, I kind of, when it comes to exercise, I actually almost think the opposite. We're naturally going to exercise in the ways that are easy for us. So we have to force ourselves to exercise in the ways that we're not good at, right? So if you're super inclined to go running in the morning, it just naturally comes to you, then you've got to do something that is not so aggressively movement based, right? And it will be frustrating and you won't be as good at it, but you have to force yourself to do it, and then your body will thank you, right? If you just do, so this is the whole basis of cross training. It's like, you have to get out of your comfort zone, do something you're not good at. So let's feel that full stretch. Rhyme, I'm not naming muscle groups because this is a stretch through fascia. This is a stretch through ligaments, tendons, connective tissues that may or may not even have names, or if they have names, that's really advanced stuff. So I don't care about muscles. Some stretches involve only muscles, others are connective tissue, and the side stretches, that's connective tissue usually. So, okay, great. So let's do our spine twist. I'm going to uncross my, well, actually, let's refold our legs the other way if you remember which way you had them, and then just do a simple forward fold. And this is to keep everything even. You don't want to, so we've been folding our legs the same way since preschool. We got to get out of that. But we don't have to spend all day here. Let's come back up. Okay, great. Sit tall. This is our spine stretch, right? I mean, our spine twist. Arms wide, and then arms even wider, and then the shoulders go back but down. Okay, so some people think good posture means the shoulders are up. Nuh-uh. I'll turn sideways and you'll see how bad my posture is. But so shoulders up is like this. Shoulders back and down is more like that. So the chest is still high, but the shoulders are not up, right? So, okay, so exhale, twist to the side. My feet are flexed. Legs are extending out. Feet are pressing together. I'm just exhaling to the side, stopping momentarily, inhaling back to center. So in yoga, in Kundalini yoga, we do a movement like this, but you don't have to. If you hear something popping in your shoulders, any pain or anything, don't do this. Let me turn back towards you. Let's work on our proprioception. What's that? That's touching your thumbs together overhead. Look close. Don't look. See if I can get it. I got it. Yay. I'll try it one more time. Pretty good. Okay, so proprioception is simply an awareness of where your body is in space. Okay, let's do our spine stretch. This is a yoga straddle pose. So why don't we first just walk your legs are as far apart as they can go. The feet are flexed. Walk your hands out your legs and just relax wherever you end up. After a while, you might be able to come a little bit further down. And as I say, you mark that spot on your leg with a Sharpie, so that you'll see next week, if you don't shower too vigorously, you'll see slight improvement. And I'm just kidding, obviously. If you're new and you don't know, I kid a lot, right? So, there may be new people tuning in to this video. And I just have to say again, I'm so glad to be able to reach out to my favorite gang of Pilates people. I miss you guys so much. I'm not even mentioning where I know you from, because what we're doing here has no relation to any of my other classes, no official connection in any way, and you're on your own. If you hurt yourself, you cannot come to me or any other organization that you used to do Pilates with. So be careful. Let's check our surroundings, make sure that there's no chairs or any table legs that we're going to smash into. Right, okay, so let's walk our hands back up. Now we will do the real Pilates spine stretch. My back is relatively flat and my arms are flat, and I'm just going to exhale over and then inhale up. So we've already increased our range of motion. Now you can feel more motion, or more range of motion than normal. In other words, this should feel a little easier than normal. And we're working everything, obviously the lower back, but every muscle attached from the lower back to the pelvis, we're kind of working here. Keep the abs engaged, please. Okay. And this is a case where if you want to hit pause and do 20 or 30 more of these, you certainly may, but I am going to move on. So let's combine those previous two exercises into the saw. So we'll combine, but I'm bringing my legs in narrower so that when I twist and then dive down, that I can keep slightly better alignment. What I mean by that is if I'm going way over there, then look, everything's not working out anymore. This hand is pointing over there. They're almost pointing in the same direction. I want to get these arms as opposite as I can. See, that's why I bring my legs together. Other side. I'm looking up at my hand. I'm rolling this hand under. You can come back to center. Take a peek at what I'm doing with this hand here. It's rolled up here. So in a normal class, when you're busy doing your exercises, you might not be able to see what I'm doing. So this is another advantage of the video, because you can see exactly what I'm doing. You can see, hopefully I'm demonstrating somewhat correctly, but my form is not perfect, but we all do what we can. So follow the spirit of what I'm saying and not necessarily exactly everything I'm doing, right? So you can do, in other words, you can do better than what I'm doing. All right. How about one more? This will be our last one, you guys. Back to center, some nice shoulder rolls. Great. So shall we try our pendant? It's been a long time since we tried our pendant. This is done a couple of different ways in yoga. I'm going to point my feet, press my feet together, and again, if you have nice long arms, you can press your palms down. If you have any wrist issues or shorter arms, you'll make a fist. If this hurts your fingers, just don't even do it, right? But I'm just going to pull upward. That's that Uddiyana Bandha, that upward pulling. So yes, there's a downward push, but there's upward pulling too. So up like that. All right, that's enough. That's all you got to do. Let's come into our cobbler pose. So the legs in a diamond shape. Grasp your feet. Sit tall. Okay. Again, I'm doing the best I can. My posture's not great. If my hips were nice and open, my knees would be flat on the mat, but they're obviously not. So we all do the best we can. Okay, great. Again, hit pause and hold this pose for 5 minutes. I dare you. Otherwise, let's do our floating lotus balance from yoga. Again, another great opportunity to do a balance where we're not precariously hanging out. So I'm going to thread the hands through the legs. I find my balance. and then make it look a little prettier. So make it look like a floating lotus flower. Lift the chest, look up slightly. Palms are flat, so everything's sort of flat. It's like a lily pad, right? If you've never seen a lotus flower. Okay, great. How about our crab roll? No. The seal, I'm sorry. So I'm grasping my ankles lightly, not a death grip. My back is rounded, my chin is tucked. That's that chin lock we talked about. So, and then roll when you're ready. All right, we get the idea. If you want to roll some more. I'm going to do the roll up, which is the Pilates version of the sit-up. Very gently done, rolling through the spine. Inhale back, and then exhale up. So here's a chance for me to show you. You guys just do your roll-ups. I'll show you every variation. Not the harder variations, the easier variations. Okay, so if you can't do that gracefully, you come back as far as you can until your feet come up, and then that's as far as you can go. Exhale, back up, right? You can do the reverse. You could come down to here, try to come up. If you can only come up to here, hold here for a breath, and then inhale back down and exhale up. So what about, I've showed you guys, what about if I kind of want to struggle to get up? That is the least graceful thing on the planet Earth. So I'll show you. This is actually from, or the energy, the concept is from Tai Chi. It's called wash face method. So if I come down, if I do want to come up on my side, I don't even know which side to come up on, but if you wash your face and reach, look at that. My elbow came down and helped me up, and then just come back down. Try the other side. Wash the face, reach. And that's a very graceful way of using your elbow or coming up on the side. And don't think of it as cheating, because you're actually getting some obliques in here too. So it's not a bad, and then come all the way forward no matter what you're doing, right? So come back. And this is using, in Tai Chi, we call it Yi, or intention. And I'm getting my body to do something by thinking of a different thing. So I wasn't thinking about my abs or my elbow. I was thinking about reaching with this hand, and it all just flows, right? So a couple more roll-ups. And then how about, if you want to do more roll-ups, be my guest. Hit pause. Do 50 if you want. I'm going to transition into the boomerang. Look how I crossed one leg over. My legs are not bent, but they're crossed. Don't get the two confused. Pull those arms up as high as you can, and we'll go over. Not too far. Watch how I don't go very far over at all. This is like the middle of my back here. Come on, Banu, get with it. He's not doing any of our... Normally he does all the exercises, but he's just tired today. He usually keeps right up with us. So this is our boomerang. Go ahead, do as many as you want. I dare you. But I'm going to switch to the teaser, okay? So here, and then here, here, here. But look, since we're doing more yoga today, I'll go from teaser to yoga boat. So I'm trying to keep this straight. This is flat, breathing, looking up slightly. I know my back is rounding, but you can straighten out your back. All right, lay back. Hug your knees. Okay, time for the hundreds. So this is great. I can show you every single version of the hundreds. start out, this is the most basic with the legs in the chair shape. So first of all, so remember, belly lock here, gentle chin lock, but using the abs to bring the head up. Long, even breath is one method. And then there's little pulse breaths if you want. And we do 4. Some teachers teach 5, but we do 4 so we can do this with music, right? So to the beat. So it's a 4 times. So yeah. And then a lot of people like to do here. If you do here, press the feet together or press the heels together, fan the feet out. And then maybe when you've got a lot of experience, press the back into the ground and you could drop the legs to here and then eventually maybe like this. But keep the abs engaged, keep the back pressed into the mat or attempt to press it, but it's still going to hover, right? Okay, back to here for the final. Or here, whatever you want. 98, 99, 100. Hug your knees to your chest. Let's do the double leg stretch. Inhale out, exhale in. Okay, so straight up looks harder, but it's easier. So this is maybe looks easier, but it's much harder. Hold your head with one hand. Switch hands occasionally. Switch to single leg stretch. So now you can't hold your head, so lay your head back if your neck gets tired. You can at first you can be hanging on to this leg and really pulling on it, but eventually your hands are just indexing, right? There's nothing happening here. It's all happening from these muscles, right? Flex the feet a couple of times. Really flex them strongly. Hug your knees. Great, great, great. Keep with me. We're pretty close to our water break. We'll do our shoulder bridge. I wish we had Lindsay here, but she is here. She's just at her house. So remember the shoulder bridge. It's not a plank up, plank down. It's a rolling up through the spine. The upward movement begins with a downward movement. Pull the abs down to the floor. Feel the tailbone tip under like this, sort of rolling under like that. The tailbone comes skyward, and then I'm going to roll up through the spine. Feel your spine leaving the mat. Lindsay, 1 vertebra at a time. That's right, she said 1 vertebra at a time. If you zoom in on my back, you'll see 3 to 5 vertebra bunched up, leaving the mat. So I'm going to work on that next time. But this time, since this is more yoga, we're not going to go up and down and up and down and up and down. We're going to stay up here, tuck your shoulders under, or join your hands underneath you and do a single leg raise, just 1. We're just doing 1, you guys. Because this is more yoga based, this set. Next week, we'll do something different. We'll do the 34, or we'll do weights. So get some sort of weights that's appropriate for you. So our next set, we'll do a little bit of weights, okay? And it might just be, when I say some appropriate weight, I might mean the bottle of water that you'd like to lift up over and over again. It might just be a bottle of water, or get 2, okay? Let's come back down. Okay, slowly. So I'm going to come back down. Lindsay, 1 vertebra at a time. Okay, this is my problem spot. Down here at the lower spine, I'm going to articulate the spine. All right, great. All right, let's go back up again. First down to go up. Okay. Banu, you can't leave. We're not done yet. Say, I hope my head's not cut off. I may have left the frame. If I did, that would be hilarious. Let's see. So we're holding here. This is the other leg, you guys. Other leg. But you don't need to see me. In fact, that would actually be great if you couldn't see my head. All right, because it's the exercises that's the most important part. How about one more breath here? Lower the leg and then slowly come down. Okay, great. So, come back over here just in case I left you. What are you doing? Let's do, oops, get off my notes. Let us do the, oh, I know. Let's do the crisscross. This is one of my favorites, honestly, guys, because it contains some closing, but also some opening. So this, if both knees came to the knee, this would all be closed. But this knee going back opens me up. So there's closing and opening in the same exercise. I'm going to flex my feet. Two more. All right, hug your knees to your chest. How about, before we take our break, let's do the intense corkscrew. And yes, Lindsay, this does not really look like a corkscrew. So this is the harder version. The normal corkscrew is a single leg circle, one way, and then the other. So we're going to do that. At the top of your circle, exhale, push up. So inhale around, exhale up. Change directions. Inhale around, exhale up. Inhale around, exhale up. Any size circle you want. One more. Excellent. Lay back, hug your knees to your chest. So this is the end of part one. So so relax here as long as you like, and then when you're ready, rock up. Take as long of a break as you want, or as little of a break as you want. We'll come back and we will start back down on our mat, sitting, doing our cat and cow. So thank you very much, and we'll see you shortly.